No, the ayes have it. The question now is at part 2, which is debate on clauses 28 through to 39. Stand part.
Mr. Chairman.
I call the Honourable Minister, Simon Powell.
Well, Mr. Chairman, not sure how I'd feel if I was Elspeth after part 1, but we're on to part 2 now. And part 2, of course, is a much smaller, more focused part than part 1, which I'm very pleased about. It means that debate will be constrained to the very specific clauses contained in part 2, and I guess the Parliament is the poorer for not having the Honourable Judith Tizard to guide this particular part through the House, given somewhat checkered association with the copyright legislation, because of course part 2 of the bill amends the Copyright Act 1994, which has 3 broad purposes. The first is to amend sections 87 and 188 of the Copyright Act to restore an exception to copyright infringement that was unintentionally removed by way of a drafting area in the Copyright New Technologies Amendment Act 2008. It also contains amendments to that Act to strengthen the enforcement of criminal offences for copyright piracy in the same manner that Part 1 introduces amendments to the Trademark Act to do the same. Finally, Part 2 includes amendments to the Copyright Act to make a small change to the border protection measures against the importation of pirated copyright works. To increase the efficiency and effectiveness of customs in administering these measures, an amendment is being made to allow customs to be able to temporarily suspend enforcement of a border protection notice under certain conditions. That's really all I've got to say about part 2, because as I say, Mr. Speaker, if members look at the structure of this bill, it's a much smaller part than part 1 with a far more specific focus.
I call the Honourable Pete